all agree that Jehovah knows the difference between right and wrong. It's common knowledge for us. Thus, we can also say that Jehovah has and will always make the right decisions. Now, here's the wrench of things. Can we all truthfully say that humans make all the right decisions? Obviously not. That fact may make us question whether or not those with authority in our organization are giving direction based off of Jehovah's will or their own accord. Likewise, some in Bible times may have had that same thought process. Take, for example, two situations in Hebrew times. If we look in the book of Numbers, we find that Jehovah once sentenced an Israelite to death for working on the Sabbath. And then in the second book of Samuel, we learn that centuries later, Jehovah pardoned King David for committing adultery and murder. Now, if we look at these examples, we can see how some might call foul, so to speak. Maybe some wondered that Moses actually consulted Jehovah before giving off the death sentence. Or perhaps someone thought that David used his influence as king to get away with murder and adultery. And these are all natural, imperfect human thoughts. But we need to put those feelings aside. The fact of the matter is, we cannot say that we trust Jehovah if we don't trust in his earthly representatives, the people he chose. In this day and age, Jehovah directs us through his faithful and sweet slave. If you would, please turn with me to Acts 16, 4 and 5. Again, Acts 16, 4 and 5. And there it reads, "As they traveled on through the cities, they would deliver to them for observance the decrees that had been decided on by the apostles and the elders who were in Jerusalem. Then, indeed, the congregations continued to be made firm in the faith and to increase in number day by day." As you can see, much like his first century governing body, Jehovah's slave oversees his people worldwide and directs our congregation elders. Then, said elders carry out said directions. If you would also turn to Acts 20:28, we can see the role elders have played in the organization. Again, Acts 20:28. And there it reads, "Pay attention to yourselves and to all the flock, among which the Holy Spirit has appointed you overseers, to shepherd the congregation of God, which he purchased with the blood of his own Son." As you can see, the elders have a lot of responsibility. So by following the elders' instructions, coming from the organization, and doing our best to make it easier on them, we show Jehovah that we trust in him and the way that he handles his faithful and sweet slave. Of course, we are still human, and we each have our own opinions as to how things should be done, or disagreements on how a situation should have been handled. For example, in the past few years, the organization has tried to be more organized by shifting around where certain publishers are placed and what circuits they belong to. They did this to try and properly use the capacity of our kingdom halls. We, however, may have been in said congregations for perhaps our whole lives. We've had friends and family that we wouldn't be attending meetings with anymore. Now, we understand that Jehovah trusts the elders' decisions, but we may find it difficult to listen to an elder on a decision that didn't have Holy Spirit in the matter. But Jehovah trusts the elders to make these decisions, and we need to trust them too. Paraphrasing Ephesians 4:3, we need to endeavor to maintain unity among our people. Taking these matters into consideration, we can ultimately conclude why we should be supporting the elders and cooperating in their decisions. Our congregations thrive when we're working together in harmony with Jehovah's will and with each other. Doing so would be acting submissively and obediently toward Jehovah and preserves the peace and unity between our people. We prove that we trust Jehovah when we cooperate with the brothers he chose to care for us.
That was an excellent talk, Brother Kennedy. We really appreciate that. And throughout your discourse, you tell you're comfortable with it. You gestured. You looked out at the audience.